Look at this flake. Motor oil glitter. Yeah, you heard me right. Color Shift Chameleon Glitter by Barlow's in motor oil. Just one of 7. We are going to play with 2 of them today. So let's get rolling. First cup ready to go, all warmed up. BaitPlastics 242, which of course is the norm here. I still cannot believe that there is now a flake that's motor oil. How cool is that? Motor oil is a favorite of so many, mine included, and now that there's a flake in it, life is good, man. So we are going to actually use its namesake, Lureworks Motor Oil. Figure what better way to see motor oil flake but to put it in a little motor oil itself. Just 15 drops though. We still want to keep it translucent so we can really see the impact of this flake. It's looking so good. I just love the Lureworks version. It's got that natural green hue to it and the reds and what you guys know motor oil. While I do want to keep the focus, the motor oil flake, we're going to add a good 1/4 teaspoon of that. I still want just a touch of black, so I picked out the small stuff, 015, and just a 1/16 of a teaspoon. Just the smallest bit of texture to go along with the color shift flake. Alright, let's get a temperature. You can see it's 335-ish, which means it's still a little too warm to put this flake in. So when you go to the website, if you want to check these out, you'll see a note on there that these are heat resistant, but you do have to be careful. You want to add these flakes right before you're ready to shoot. I would say sub 330, like 325-ish. Add them right then, stir them up just a little bit, probably gonna drop it down to about 320, and then you're off and rolling. If you don't do that and you put them in too early, they do have a tendency to lose their color, scorch, and you lose some of that cool aspect. So while we're waiting for this to cool off, let me give you a close-up. How cool is that? See the shift? Green to that red. Even in here, you can still see there's stuff going on that's not green and red. It's just kind of reflective. So if you see some of that, it's not that you've scorched the flake, it's kind of built in. It's how the light hits it as it's going around. But for the most part, we want to stick, or we want to see mainly green and red. Let's get a new temperature reading. Oh yeah, I'm actually a little bit too far. Add our 1/4 teaspoon, load her up. Look at that. See the green? And then you shift it and it goes red. All right, I gotta quit playing around with this. Normally I would show you, or normally I would show you me shooting it, but I'm running out of time and it's gonna set up on me. So let me just do that and I'll show you the bait. All right, she is shot. While that is cooling off, 2 quick things. One, you can see here, I have some leftovers. Make sure you hang around after you see these baits. I'm gonna warm this up and I'm gonna purposefully take it up to like 340, 350, maybe even 360, and show you the difference of what happens to the flake when you do remelt it and you get it that high. The second thing is we do have a second color. We are going to pair up this gorgeous bluegrass color shift powder. So this obviously not flake, but powder from Barlow's with another one of these chameleon glitters. This one is electric blue. How cool is that? But you really get a taste for all of that reflective properties, right? Those are the same flakes. You see how they turned blue right there? And then as you turn, you get the different colors with that sparkle and that flare, you know, the shimmer in between. Super cool stuff. We are all cooled off. I'm a little nervous because I let that get really cold, and the bait that I chose for this demo has some pretty thin appendages. So hopefully the Plastisol got into them without or before cooling off. Let's find out. Did I get a full shot? The Drax, by the way, 4-inch epic bait molds Drax. Such a cool bait. Oh man. Look at that red and the orange. I can see the green in there. So it held up, right? We put it in there nice and cool, and it held up. Let's all watch this one right here. It's a green flake, see it? And as you turn, boom, turns red. How cool is that? There's that same flake. Red, turn it back, and there it is, green. Is that not cool? As I was saying, I know I'm harping on this, I just want to drive home because quite honestly, I had a question when I was looking at it, and it took me a minute to realize what was going on. As I turn it, see this right up here? That green right up there, that bright green, that's a different green than the motor oil green, but when we look at that, there's the red, and there's the motor oil green, and then it just kind of shimmers. See that? It shimmers. Looking at this go right there. So that's all normal. It's just kind of part of the reflective nature, and I think it's pretty cool because not only do you get two colors of flake, which we could have accomplished just by putting red and green in there, but you get this two colors of flake in the same spot, and as they change, they glint, they glimmer. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Next cup is ready to rock and roll, and as mentioned, we are going to use the Barlow's colorshift bluegrass. I really want to keep this one translucent though, even more so than before, so we're only going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon for this whole cup. It's an unsung hero right here, bluegrass. If you like color shift stuff and you want to keep it on the budget, you got to go check out the Barlow's color shift, the entire line. It's really well worth it. I mean, huh? Right? That is fantastic. Gonna look good in our Drax. We will shoot the same bait again. Let's, I was just gonna put the flake in before testing the old temperature. Let's see where we're at. Oh, look at that, it worked out. We're at like 322-ish. So, 1/4 of a teaspoon, this sweet looking electric blue. Give that a quick stir. The more you stir, the cooler it gets. So you just want to kind of stir it quick, get it around as best as you can. There we go. That looks good. Not the normal camera angle, but thought I'd give it a try. This Drax, you gotta inject it super crazy slow because of those ridges. But if you can be patient and do it just like that, you generally have a lot of success. Alright, let's check them out. What a color. Yep, that works. I mean, look at that. Goodness gracious. Of course, this color shift, this bluegrass, is phenomenal. Drax is looking so good. And as promised, I reheated these guys to like 350 plus. This motor oil, I think both of them I got up to like 360 on accident, to give you an idea of what it looks like when you get the flake too hot. So on my left here is the one that we originally shot, and on my right is the one that got really warm, and I have to say, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. I thought that this one was going to be a little bit worse than it is, but it held up pretty darn well. I mean, I can see more green in this one than that one, and the reflection of the red seems brighter. It just seems to pop more. It's just got more reflectivity than the one over here. This one's kind of dulled out, which makes sense, right? The heat is going to erode that a bit. I don't know, maybe I'm being picky, maybe not, but I'd say that those turned out really quite nice. So let's check out now our blue one, because you are going to see a bigger difference there. Same thing. The one that we shot originally is on the left. Consistent colors right? You got the reflectivity between the colors. Now look at this one. We've got some yellows. We got a pink down in the tail. You got brighter purple or a different kind of purple, like an orange right there, some more yellows. It really changed quite a bit, this one did. Not that it looks bad, if that's the look that you were going for. I mean, it looks like it's a bait with multiple colored flakes in it, but for the sake of the flake and how it performs with heat, you definitely can tell that heat gets to this one. So is it a deal breaker? Nah, I don't think it is, and every one of these is going to act probably a little bit different depending on the base colors. So feel free to experiment. I saw them on the website. I think they're only like $6, and you get a big jar of them, 2 ounces like that. So they're not very expensive and well worth the investment to play around with. So I encourage you to go check them out. Hope you enjoyed this little demo. I'm excited to use this stuff in the future. Hope you guys are as well. Thanks for watching. Until the next build, see you guys in the shop.